Said, you've already asked a question. You've already asked a question during this briefing.
I understand. I want to change topics, though. I want to ask you about the Palestinian-American who died in Israeli custody on the 12th of January. Now, I know that you called on the Israelis that you wanted to see what were the circumstances and so on. First of all, did they respond to you? I mean, that could be any one of my brothers. You know?
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
That could be, never mind. I'm just saying, did they respond to you?
So we have not yet seen a final report from the Israeli government. We continue to support a thorough investigation into the circumstances of the incident. We welcome receiving additional information from the Israeli government as soon as possible. We are deeply concerned by media reports of the circumstances surrounding the death of Mr. Assad, an American citizen who was found dead after the Israeli military detained him. As we said previously, we've been in close contact with his family to offer our condolences, to provide consular services. We were represented at the wake of Mr. Assad as well.
He died while being handcuffed and gagged and so on. And what kind of, do you give them a time limit? Do you trust the Israelis to do their own investigation at this stage?
As I said, Saeed, we welcome receiving that information as soon as possible.
I have another quick question. There are reports that there are 17 Palestinian journalists who are detained today. Is that something that you would raise with the Israelis to look into what are the circumstances of their imprisonment?
We're aware of the reports that you cited. As we do around the world, we support independent journalists and media organizations, and you've heard us speak before of the indispensability of their reporting, especially in areas where tensions are high or conflict may erupt. We believe that respect for human rights, for fundamental freedoms, and a strong civil society are critically important to responsible and responsive governance.
And finally, the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations last week spoke out and highlighted the settler violence and aggression against the Palestinians. Yet we have seen only, increase in the violence over the past few days. Is that something that you would raise, or you are too busy with issues like Ukraine and Iran and all these things? I mean, understandably so.
Saeed, we're a large government. We're a large department. Not to use an overused metaphor, but we can walk and chew gum at the same time. When it comes to the issue you raised, you've heard us speak to this. You cited some comments recently. The State Department has previously commented on this as well. We believe it is critical for all parties to refrain from steps that exacerbate tensions and undercut efforts to advance a negotiated two-state solution. This includes violence against civilians and settler violence.